How can you tell that you're around a death mother? Well, like the mythology of Medusa, there'll be like a little bit of frozenness in the body. There will be like a little bit of like, I can't breathe, I can't move, like, there'll be a presentation in your nervous system of feeling frozen. The other thing with death mother energy is shame. Death mother uses shame as like just rolls, like it just rolls off that person in the dynamic. Shame is used as a control over. It has control over the person that is playing out that archetype, and that person that's playing out the archetype will use that to control, will use that for you to see them, to hear them, will use that in order to reinstate the hierarchical system in the dynamic. And when you are starting to understand and your own shame and being with your own shame and starting to unpack that and starting to find compassion and integration in that shame that you have in the body, then you will start to identify that in and around you, in the systems and the relationships around you where that death mother energy is really present. You can't ever get rid of death mother. I want to say that really clearly, because if you've been raised in a death mother culture like we have and had experience with death mother is all part of us. Like, we are not exclusively just one type of person or one person or the person over there. We all have a relationship with that part in ourselves, and we all have had an experience, I believe, where we have inhabited the death mother archetype in our lives, and also been a victim of the death mother archetype. And it's not so much that we're getting rid of or cutting her out or turning away from. What we do with death mother, like we do with shame, we learn to work with it. We learn to move into those dark and sticky places with consciousness in spaces that are held and safe, whether that's in a clinic space or in our own practice or with a teacher or whichever feels right. We move with presence. We move one step at a time, and we move with consciousness. And when we can move in that way, then we can start to integrate this archetype and its impacts into our system. And when you have integrated and understand more about your shame and those darker and stickier parts of the self, then you can start to recognize when that's being used around you. And then you can choose whether or not to engage in that dynamic, and see that dynamic and that situation or that relationship in a very particular light, and then make choices from there. We don't ever eradicate or demonize this type of archetype at all. It has a very particular purpose. And like everything that has been created in the world, if you believe, that there is a higher power and that life is incredible and amazing, then that also highlights, that also has a place in all places and spaces that make up this whole dynamic that's life. And so we move discerningly with Death Mother, and she is a great teacher and a great learner as well in this space. And she does come with shame. And so when we titrate and move with our shame, then we can start to really tease ourselves apart from the Death Mother archetype and move with much more compassion and much more consciousness.